Welcome to Tibalt's Apprentice, Luck of the Draw. You may notice something's missing. Aside from a guest. Yes, I've taken off the jacket, and I thought we'd just talk for a minute a little bit about magic. How about those bands that just came in? But you know what? I tend to avoid those type of things because that tends to just make people salty. I could say some of those bands were a long time coming and stuff, but by now you folks have already seen it and made up your mind as far as what's going on. Also, there's a couple of double masters cards that I was given to talk about that slipped right by me. Now, how did that happen? Well, if my wife was here, she would tell you because I have 5,000 emails that are unread in my email box. And
it's a fact. Surprise, I am here.
While that might be a true statement, I've got a lot of other reasons and a lot of other things going on at this time that are all just going to sound like excuses. And again, we're trying to keep it positive here. So for those of you that are subscribers, I thought I'd better get something out for you folks to enjoy, and hopefully you will enjoy. Though this is more to do with what's up with all those pins on my jacket. Before that, though, let's look at the Doubles Masters cards that were coming out. One of them is a card you already know. The other one maybe is going to be new to you, and that's Mana Echoes. Mana Echoes is a red enchantment for 2 red, 2 colorless, that reads, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may add an amount of colorless equal to the number of creatures you control that share that type with it. Well, you know this is going to go into my Worth the Raid Mother deck, for sure. I'm sure there's going to be several other cards that are going to be useful. If you can think of those, list those in the comments below. The other card that you already have seen, somewhat recently as a matter of fact, is the Scarab God, another one that's going to be here in the Double Master set. I'm going to leave other folks maybe to cover the value of that and the pricing and the wallet fatigue and those issues, but those were the 2 cards that I was given to talk about and missed my opportunity. Anyhow, let's talk a little bit about these pins that are on my jacket. I have just joined the 20th century, not the 21st century, the 20th century, by getting a smartphone. And so we're going to have some fun with what's going on here and talk about those pins. If you've ever wondered, if you've ever watched an episode and wondered what those pins were, well, I believe this was my first one, What the Pug. And it just happened that my wife happened to purchase that and give it to me on the day of my first filming of the first show, a little over a year ago. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if just every episode I added just one more pin? One more pin. I thought how fun that was until the first time I had to wash the jacket, remove them all, and then put them back on again. But anyhow, other pins that are on there. You'll, of course, recognize these, because they all came with various magic card sets. All of the pins that are on here aren't all significant. They don't all have deep meaning. Instead, there's just certain things like this. Shop small. Something to always keep in mind when it's time to buy magic cards. Especially these days with all the LGSs that are struggling and so on. And I understand not everybody can get to the local store, but when possible, go to your local dealer. That's generally where you play and where you spend your time. It should be where you spend your money too. Some pins are going to be a little more obscure than others. This one, for example, is Tommy from Peaky Blinders. an excellent series that you should check out. I think we covered it on our podcast when my wife and I did our horror movie podcast. It's not horror specifically, but we always covered anything we watched or enjoyed over the coming weeks. Speaking of watching things, my first introduction to the Umbrella Academy was the series on TV. So I know it's not the same. It's always that age-old question of the book is better. They changed this, they changed that. It was my first introduction to it, and I enjoyed it. So other pins don't necessarily have any significance. I probably couldn't name all of the Justice League members outside the Big Four from DC. A lot of these pins I just kind of grabbed and threw on there. So I'll pick up the pace here and so on. Hail Hydra. We of course know Jace, which was chosen by Max last time we did an episode together. There's other pins that are just goofy, such as, say, Dumbledore and Spider-Man facepalm. Cool stuff like Batman Arkham Asylum. As a poor old man, I don't have the dexterity for that, so I'll just stick to playing Arena. Let's look at some more. While I, if pressed, am going to say that I am not a DC fan, you'll notice lots of Batman and Joker and so on. I think I'm like a lot of people. Lightning Gave Me Abs, just a fun one from The Flash. So I guess I do know a little bit about DC. There's other things that are just fun and kind of out there. If anybody's seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you know what I'm talking about. This, simply words to live by. Stay weird. Fire cannot kill a dragon. Obviously from Game of Thrones. What do you think about what happened with Game of Thrones that last season? It just all kind of fell apart. I think, well, my wife read every single book. I read the main books. She read the some of the side stuff. And again, we're not going to compare a TV show to the books, but the final season did feel a little rushed, at least to me. Anyhow, more Harry Potter stuff, more things like good old Hedwig. If pressed, I absolutely am a Marvel Spider-Man fan. Spider-Woman, more like just a brunette in boots and skin-tight outfit. Good stuff. Daredevil, what do you think of the Netflix series Daredevil? Excellent. Description of, well, life these days, anyhow. Again, thigh-high boots. Let's keep it a family show. So this is a pin that is actually a local-ish artist that we were able to get at Knott's Berry Farm, since we live in Southern California. Every year we go by and pick up some of his chibi stuff. One of the more weirder entries is the Squidward, the handsome Squidward, if you can call that handsome. Another fun episode. A little fun fact that my wife and I like to watch cartoons before bed, and for a very long time it was SpongeBob. Punisher, another excellent, awesome series. It's funny, I almost grabbed this thinking it was Punisher, but obviously it's my favorite color in Magic. I actually had somebody else assume that that's what that was. Anyhow, that's neither here nor there. We're going back to more Joker stuff. Green Lantern, another favorite. For being a Marvel guy, I sure have a lot of DC stuff in here. Another unique pin. My wife sells Mirkwood Trader, if you've seen the ad and the links. And so she comes across a lot of unique pins. Interesting Plague Doctor. Here's another one requires a little bit of an explanation. Why I have a pair of legs. Well, obviously I'm a certified fitter. I work as a durable medical good sales, and so I fit people for compression socks. So that's what that is. Is this just the lamest episode ever? It might be. Needs a little bit more onomatopoeias. And so we of course have Doctor Strange, which is another fun movie, comic, etc. Another one of the more unique pins that Lori acquired for me. I'm not sure what this one is, but it reminded me of Executor. I don't know. I'm thinking of the Pokemon, but yeah. This one, some significance, I guess. Yes. San Juan Capistrano. It's one of the swallows. It doesn't fly very well. Yes, one of the swallows from San Juan Capistrano. What else have we got here? Let's pick up the pace here. If you're a fan of One Punch Man, you'll obviously recognize One Punch Man. More onomatopoeias. At some point, I did just kind of grab things. Now, Wonder Woman. Well, with the Batman. Anyhow, Wonder Woman, that's a... I mean, if you're going to study superheroes or find out about their origins, that's one of the more interesting and more unique ones. A Gundam here. I'm not even sure exactly where. I only know that my niece gave that to me when she went to one of the events when we could still have those. A Shinigami from... Wow, Death Note. Brain fart there. And what else have we got? A random, unless somebody else knows what that is from, a random skeleton of sorts. We also have, I guess earlier on I said Hail Hydra. Well, here's our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I can't really tell you how upset I was when they were remaking Mad Max. Anyhow, having watched the movie, it was tremendous. Elvira, how could you go wrong with that? Again, did I mention I was a fan of The Punisher? I think I did. And then we get to our villains, which are Voldemort. Villains? I guess that's the only villain I have right now, because this is The Flash. And Mike Mignola's Hellboy. What a great series. What a great movie. The reboot, well, again, we're trying to keep our negativity to a minimum, so I am going to say felt like it was missing. If you have any comments on the pins that you saw here, anything that I said, feel free to leave them down below here. If you are waiting for more new content, there will be more new content coming. I just talked with another creator. Well, I guess I can mention who it's going to be. Later on in the week, I will be talking again with Seth from Mountain Man Magic. We'll be talking more about drafting. So we have that to look forward to. So in the meantime, thanks for watching. Thanks for your subscriptions. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll talk to you again soon.